Hey guys, welcome to Bourbon Bites. My name is Clifton, and today we're reviewing Old Forester Single Barrel Proof. So those of you that have been watching me for a while may know that Old Forester typically isn't my favorite whiskey. I usually am not the biggest fan of the flavor profile of a lot of Brown-Forman products, but I know that a lot of people really are. I know Old Forester 1920 is a ton of people's favorite whiskey, so this is actually a pretty new release from Old Forester. It's actually my first time ever seeing it on the shelves. This is a pick from a store called Hi-Time Wine Cellars out here in Southern California. I know a few other stores around the area are getting picks. Not sure about your area, check with your local stores. I know this was kind of announced about 4 or 5 months ago, so I'm just now starting to see it in Southern California, so let me know if you're seeing it in your area. There's not an age statement on it, but we do know that this is 64.3% ABV, so 128.6 proof, so that's pretty hot. Now, I do have a little bit of a disclaimer here. The store that I picked this up just put it on the shelves, and they put it up for $39.99. Now, based on my research of this single barrel proof, the MSRP is supposed to be around like $70 to $80. So I wouldn't think, this is a pretty reputable store, so I wouldn't think it'd be a pricing error. So I'm wondering if maybe they came down on price since announcing it, because like I said, it's been a few months since this was announced. Maybe they realized that price point was a little too high. I'm not fully sure, but in the end, when I give this a score, I'm going to give it 2 scores. One at the $40 price point, and one at the more likely $70 to $80 price point. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and, as you can tell, I've tasted this a few times. It's really growing on me, so I'm going to go back and give it another taste just for you guys. Got my Old Forester glass here for the occasion. So at first on the nose, the biggest thing that I'm getting is like a strong wood note. Like it's very oak forward, and that's not something that I typically would say about an Old Forester product. But behind that, there's like a spiciness, but it's not like a baking spice. It's more of like a black, or not even a black pepper. It's more like a cayenne pepper. It's really spicy. Like it's almost like eating like a savory dish, like that cayenne pepper note. But it mingles really well with the oak. Not too much sweetness at first, but I'm curious to see how the nose evolves once we get a taste, and maybe we can revisit it and find something else. Before I give it a taste, just want to give a shout out to my amazing patrons. Right yesterday before filming this, we did our monthly Patreon hangout. Tons of fun over at Patreon, so if you're curious, go check that out. Or you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm really trying to build those out a little bit more. But I just want to say thanks to everyone that's kind of helped me build those up. I've noticed a lot of new likes on Facebook lately, so just want to say I really appreciate you guys. So cheers. Oh, that's hot. First instinct on the palate, hot. It's really like bold and spicy, like at the tip of the tongue. This is 128 proof, so you can feel that at the beginning. But I think once you've had the first initial shock at the tip of your tongue, it really does open up a bit on the finish. So the nose is definitely opened up. It's way sweeter, and it's like a baking spice sweetness, almost like a pie crust, or dare I say pecan pie or pecan pie, wherever you're from. I'm from South Carolina, we call it pecan pie. Still a little bit of the banana, but it's not the banana runts note, which I'm very thankful for. It reminds me a lot of Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. Maybe one day I'll do a live stream comparing those two. If y'all want to see that, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, it's like a banana nut bread on the nose, but the nut, instead of like a peanut, it's like a pecan. So let's go back for a second taste. A little less hot, but I think it's like some of the oak characteristic that I originally got on the nose is more on the palate. Definitely has a bit of a Kentucky hug going down. But it's still got that pecan note. It's like a nice, like caramelized pecan. Or another way to think about it is almost like a caramel drizzle on top of like a banana nut bread, but with pecans. So it's very, very sweet, but it's like a dark, rich caramel on the palate. So I will say, I mean, like I said, not the biggest Old Forester fan, even though I do have some of their merch. I think this is a fantastic whiskey. Like I said, this is a pick from Hi-Time Wine Cellars, so your mileage may vary depending on your store and their barrel select program, but I think they knocked it out of the park with this one, especially at the $40 price point. So I guess it's time for me to start giving this a score. My new score system, I'm going to start doing this a little bit more on streams and the reviews like this. I think I'm going to do it out of 8 because of like 8-bit. It kind of goes with the theme. I don't know if it was supposed to be $40. I don't know if somebody messed up when they put this on the floor. So I'll give it 2 scores. One at that $40 price point and one at that $80 price point, which is literally double. So at $40, I would have to say I would give this whiskey a 7 out of 8. Now, I say that because I'm not the biggest Old Forester flavor profile fan. If you love that, if you love 1920, you would give this an 8 out of 8 at $40. Hands down, you would not complain. You would love every minute of this. So if you love Old Forester 1920 and you see this for $40 at your store, grab it. Just don't think twice. Grab 2. I wish I would have grabbed 2, honestly. Now, let's say this bottle is actually $80. Then things get a little bit different. There are other barrel proofs at a lower price point that I would probably pick up instead of this. At $80, I would probably put this at about a 5 out of 8. But like I said, if you're an Old Forester fan, you'd probably put that as a 6 or a 7 at the $80 price. Either way, $40, $80, Old Forester fan, not Old Forester fan, I do recommend picking this up. I mean, I think it may change your mind like it's changed mine about Old Forester a bit. Because like I said, I just really wasn't a fan, but I'm really liking what I'm getting out of this glass here. So please let me know in the comments below what you've seen this priced at in your area. And especially if you've tried it, let me know what you think, if you think it's worth that price. But yeah, totally recommend this one. And if you're new here, welcome. I do live streams every Thursday and Saturday. And if you're not yet subscribed on YouTube, I would love if you hit the subscribe button. Really helps me out. And of course, that like button on Facebook and YouTube means a lot. Of course, if you're watching on Facebook, hey, hit the like button on the page too. So thank y'all so much for watching. This has been Bourbon Bites Whiskey Reviews with a retro twist. I'm Clifton, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.